here we are at the peak of Mount Pilot, just on our way to Lake Buffalo via Beechworth, and saw a sign for the lookout and thought I'd come up and have a squiz. It's a magnificent view up here. It's 360-degree views all around over the surrounding valleys and hills. Now the view today isn't that great because of all the smoke I was talking about yesterday. You can see how smoky it is out there. But I've never been out this way before, so it's always worth getting up and having a look at these lookouts. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this view for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to head back down to the car and have some breakfast and a well-deserved coffee, I think. So. Lake Buffalo. Sure does look nice. The water's nice and calm. There's just one sole boat out there doing a bit of fishing. This gorgeous lake, obviously Lake Buffalo, with Mount Buffalo right behind it, and a few dead remnants of trees in the foreground. It's really nice actually. Now I'm here at about 11 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not here for the magical landscape shot just yet. I'm just sort of scoping it out as the day goes on. But I'm just taking a shot anyway. Now because it's a daytime shot, I'm running the circular polarizer just to bring that sky down a bit, take the glare off the water. I'm also running a 6-stop neutral density filter just to smooth the ripples out. Now I'm running a 2-second exposure at the moment, between a 2 and a 3-second exposure depending on the amount of clouds in the sky. Now what that's doing is still leaving a little bit of texture in the water, but removing the individual waves, which works well in this case. Now I could run a 10-stop and smooth the water right out, but I don't think that would be beneficial for the shot. So I'm liking the composition, but I reckon this could be a good shot if it was a beautiful reverse sunset. If the skies were clear, you'd get a nice pink and purple hue behind Mount Buffalo, which would also reflect off the water. That would be ideal, but with the forecast for tonight, it's meant to be cloudy, overcast, starting to rain and snow. I don't think it's going to work. So look, I'll sit here for a little bit longer, just let time go by. I might pull up and have some lunch shortly, and then scope out for some more areas that might work with a bit more of a dramatic sky. Last minute change of plans. While I was at Lake Buffalo earlier, I checked the forecast and the weather was turning scrappy in a few hours after that. The forecast is predicting snow down to about 1,100 metres overnight tonight and also into tomorrow. So based on that, I'm heading up to a location I've been to many times. Good old Craig's Hut up on Mt Stirling, right next to Mount Mulwala. So I'm crossing my fingers that the front that's been predicted for tonight and tomorrow is well and truly on its way, and it's going to leave at least a little bit of snow around. I don't mind if it's only a few inches of snow. That's going to be enough to add a nice touch of white to the landscape up there. So fingers crossed, and I suppose only time will tell whether it eventuates or not. Yay! Oh, made it up to Craig's Hut, and damn, it's cold. You can see the clouds rolling in, and that wind is icy. I tried to set the camera up on the tripod before for a photo from out the other side. I think I survived about 10 seconds before I had tears streaming down my face. It was that cold. So going to be in for a fun night, I think, but that's what it's all about. I'm just hoping I'm going to get a good bit of colour in the morning, maybe a bit of colour tonight. I don't know, the clouds are looking like they might throw a bit of colour out there. But if not, fingers crossed for the snow that's forecast. Well, that wasn't the best sleep last night. I think my decision to get up at 1 o'clock this morning to get a photo of Craig's hut under the moonlight might have had something to do with it. I woke up and looked out and saw the moonlight was shining nicely. There was a good break in the clouds, so I just jumped out of bed for 10 minutes to get a photo of it. I suppose that's the advantage of camping so close to these locations. It is cold this morning, and looking at my car windows, there is snow. There's not much. There's probably only, I don't know, 10 millimetres of snow on my spare tyre out the back window. It's an indication that at least there's some. However, the sun hasn't even come up yet. It's only 6:30. It's still, it's light outside, but it's not light enough to be able to run decent shutter speed. It's still a little bit windy, so what I'm going to do is stay in bed for a bit longer because it's warmer, and I'll probably get up in about half an hour to go have a look at the hut and see what the snow coverage is like. Good bit of snow, not a lot. You wouldn't even call it an inch, but it just adds another element to Craig's hut that I haven't photographed yet until now. So I was madly rushing around with the wide lens on, getting a few shots from the iconic angles around the hut while that gorgeous morning sun was still behind the clouds, so we're getting a nice colour across the clouds. If the camera's shaky, I do apologise. My hands are freezing. That sunlight is actually nice. What I've got on now is I've got the 70-200 on, just going for a few detail shots of the little bits of snow that are still in the grasses. I'm going to get one of the actual grass in a second. I'll almost be lying on the ground just to shoot across and get some nice textures in there. Well, that brings us to the end of another trip, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the content I've brought you this time. The photos, the videos, the footage just from around the areas. And I hope you've actually enjoyed the locations I've gone to, all the way from the New South Wales Victoria border at Yarrawonga, Lake Mulwala, all the way back through the High Country, visiting Craig's hut. Nearly time to pack up and head home. I've just boiled the billy for a quick hot cup of coffee. Just about to have some breakfast. That'll get me fueled up for the trip home. Get to go home and see the wife and 2 kids. So look, I just want to say thanks for watching again, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And look, there'll be a few more good trips coming up soon, so keep an eye out. Alright guys, cheers, catch you around.